As most of you know, there was an actual iPhone that just came out, which in my opinion was one of the best iPhones of all time. But what's super crazy is that this iPhone is now actually kind of gone. The iPhone X, which is an iPhone that came out back in 2017, in my personal opinion, was like one of the best iPhones of all time. It was a beautiful device, it had so much capability, and even now into this day and age, it's still a very good, well-built phone. And this was a phone that came out so many years ago, 7 years ago, and it just now kind of got discontinued a little bit in terms of Apple kind of putting it into its obsolete category. So every once in a while, what Apple does is that they'll go ahead and make kind of like a vintage device list. So they'll go ahead and add their devices into this vintage list. So what ends up happening when a device kind of gets added to here is that Apple kind of says that it's kind of like a vintage product. They're not really going to go ahead and have it basically be seen as like a device they're going to go and support. And it kind of means that they're pretty much going to go through and like all their Apple stores, now Apple authorized service providers are no longer going to offer repairs or other hardware services for it. Now there are some caveats to this. Sometimes the device can have some sort of like service repair program if it's too late into its lifespan, like this device kind of has it. What's probably going to end up happening is there's going to be a lawsuit. We've seen this with the iPhone 6s, the iPhone 7s now. So if there's a widespread issue, Apple's probably going to go and address it somehow. But for the most part, 95% of things that you're probably going to want to do with this device is probably going to be outdone kind of for the most part there. So this in and of itself kind of, showcases the ending of this particular iPhone. And in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion as well, this was kind of one of the best iPhones of all time. And in my personal opinion, this was one of the best iPhones ever made. I think Apple did such a great job with this device. It had a beautiful display. The build quality was so amazing. And even when it comes down to the whole entire usability of this iPhone, there was so much, for years and years and years, you could go ahead and use this particular device for such a long period of time. And I definitely do think in a lot of ways, that was one of the best features and assets for this particular device. Now, I probably will tell the average person not to go and buy this iPhone anymore. And probably for the last couple of years, I've been telling people not to go and buy a device like this. But I still look at phones like this and I'm still very, very happy and excited with the way these devices have kind of been, holding up and they've kind of been growing. So I think over time, these types of devices are still going to be great. They're still killing it. But I would probably say for the average person, don't buy an iPhone like this. That doesn't really make any sense to go and buy a device like this anymore. But I still am very, very surprised how good of a job Apple did with this iPhone. It was a lot of firsts for this iPhone when it first came out, like Face ID and the OLED display and wireless charging kind of for the most part. A lot of cool firsts, but overall, that's kind of one of the best iPhones Apple ever made. It's kind of gone now. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.